Great. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. Just going to give it a couple of more seconds for people to join in. Thank you for joining our info session on data analytics, big data and predictive analytics. My name is Mashur Chaudhry, and I am the manager of recruitment and sales for the Chang School. Now, before we get started, I'd like to acknowledge the land on which Toronto Metropolitan University is built upon. Toronto is in the Dish with One Spoon territory. The Dish with One Spoon is a treaty between the Anishinaabe, Mississaugas, and Haudenosaunee that bound them to share the territory and protect the land. I thank the Indigenous peoples of Turtle Island for their efforts to protect the land, and I deeply regret the past injustices they've endured. As Toronto Metropolitan University seeks to move forward in partnership with Indigenous peoples, I pledge to foster an environment that is more inclusive and welcoming of Indigenous peoples from all communities. Now, I'd like to go over a few items so you know how to participate in today's session. Your microphone is muted throughout the event so as not to disturb the other attendees or our speakers. For the hearing impaired, we have automated captioning available, which you can access by activating it in the toolbar at the bottom of your screen. You can submit questions for today's speakers at any time by typing them into the question box of the control panel. We can collect them throughout the session and address them at the end of our presentation. Now, I'd like to introduce our presenters for today. We've got Tamer Abdu and Jenny Babalu, who are assistant program directors of data science here at TMU and are also going to be presenting. We also have Jason Kim, head of business intelligence and predictive modeling at CBC, where he founded the organization's data engineering, business intelligence, and advanced data analytics practices. And then we have Bilen Wundemu, who is an application developer at CIBC and also a student of the certificate. Now, before I invite and welcome our presenters to go over a quick overview, we'd like to do a poll to get things started and see where everybody is in terms of their goals and motivations. So if you could just quickly answer the poll, what motivated you to consider this certificate? We've got the options that are up there. There's career advancement. That's option number 1. Number 2 is career change. Number 3 is skill building for a current role, and then personal interest and others. So we'll leave that up just for a little bit. And while we do that, I just also want to know that we have from our team the academic and career advisor, Dave Dalrymple, who's also on the call, and then Dan Ferguson from our client services team will be answering all the admin related questions in the chat later on. And Randall, our CCS representative, is going to make sure everything goes smoothly in the back end. All right, so let's end the poll and I'll share that really quickly. It's looks like career change and career advancement are the top ones, and skill building for current role is right behind that. So thank you for sharing that. And okay. Now I'm going to invite our presenters, Chenny and Tamer, to share a brief overview of the certificate. Welcome.
Thank you, Mashur. I will start and then I will pass it over to my colleague Tamer. And yeah, I will start with some quick facts. So this certificate is fully online, including the lectures, labs, hands-on practices, module content, everything is fully online. We don't have any component which is in person. All the certificate courses, including the project course, is fully online. We have 6 courses, including the project course, 5 courses plus the project course. And the length of the certificate is something around 8 months, 2 terms, and 1.5 years. And you can see the cost of the program here, something around 6K. And if I can take you to the next segment, who should take this program? I mean, is this program really for you? This is where I will take you now. So this is a program that is designed for data scientists who are seeking hands-on practices. So the certificate is all about practical approaches, hands-on practices. Anything that we touch in the courses or in the module content or in the lecture or lab is connecting you to a case study, to a scenario in a real-world problem, or some approaches that you can follow for your data science projects. So anything that we touch is hands-on, I should say. So you may see, maybe you have seen some maybe courses in statistics, and you do not have any hands-on practices or experience, this is a certificate that is designed for you. Of course, professionals who are looking for switching their career to data science is also important for us because this certificate is designed for upskilling and reskilling. And of course, big data analytics skills is something that is taking a lot of attention, especially nowadays. And when we say big data, what is big data? What are the tools that is needed for big data? What are the approaches that we can carry on for big data? For example, dimensionality reduction, reducing the data dimension when you're dealing with big data. Those are some of the components that we have in our courses, and we deal with big data as well in our certificate. And also, you can be a manager who is overseeing the data analytics project that is going on in your work environment, or maybe you already have a team that is reporting to you, but you want to ask the correct questions and you want to come up with some data-driven decisions by asking those questions, by getting the answers, by interpreting the results of the team that you have, or the project that you're leading. So this is also something that we take and we put a lot of value in our certificate. And now I want to take you to the completion of the certificate. So when you are completing the certificate, what are you going to learn? What are you going to get? First thing I should say is you will master technical and applied skills in data types, data structures, visualizations for sure. And visualization is something that we really value a lot. And there are different courses, different components of the courses that we take you to the data visualization. And it's so technical. How to create the visualization and how to interpret the visualization is really important for us. And of course, machine learning. And you will learn how to use machine learning algorithms to model a research question or to visualize a data story or to get some exploratory data analysis approaches from that visualization or from the machine learning algorithm that you're using. So all of these are, again, in the certificate. Of course, when I say practical experience, I mean it. So everything that we touch will take you to a specific case study or a specific scenario in a real-world problem. And this certificate is definitely not domain specific. We will take you to healthcare domain. We will take you to insurance data or accounting data or finance data or city data, sports data. This certificate will cover the certificate, and the courses in the certificate will cover different domains, different data types, and different structures in terms of data sets as well. And yeah, also I need to mention that we use machine learning techniques to prepare, model, and analyze data. And I mean it because we start from cleaning the data set, preparing the data set for analysis, doing initial analysis, exploratory data analysis, and then predictive analysis, using machine learning algorithms, interpreting the results, evaluating the models, coming up with some data-driven decisions, coming up with some conclusions about the data set or the research question that we're tackling, discussing them, visualizing them, communicating them. And we value a lot communication as well, especially in this era. So communication is the key. We know it. And we have a specific course which includes important communication skills in the certificate. That is the project course. We will have, the students, let's say, will be working on an open source data set of their choice. They will be choosing their domain and they will be preparing a report. That report will be supervised. That project will be supervised by a supervisor who is a faculty member. And they will be preparing the report and they will prepare a presentation at the end as well. So we value both the written and the oral presentation skills. And this is something that you can definitely showcase in your resume and in your CV. And I also want to take you to the course delivery methods that we cover, we follow in our certificate. Each and every course component of the certificate has asynchronous and synchronous segments. Asynchronous is really, as the name suggests, it is the segment that students go with their own pace, and we know that we have students coming from different backgrounds, right? Some of you have some coding background, some of you do not have any coding background, or maybe you have taken some statistic course somewhere, but we know that this certificate does not need any background at all. We will construct everything together. And this asynchronous session or sessions are more about video lectures, which are pre-recorded already, and those are professional pre-recorded video lectures. We have discussion forums that students can ask their questions and can have discussions with their classmates and with their TAs, teaching assistants, and instructors. We have synchronous segments. Those are basically our weekly live sessions. Each and every course will have a weekly live session where we will be discussing the course content, we will discuss the video lecture, we will discuss the lab, and we will conduct the lab together. And those labs will take you to those hands-on practices that I was mentioning. And for your capstone project course, you will have one-on-one meetings with your assigned supervisor. At this point, I want to pass it over to my dear colleague, Assistant Program Director of Data Science, Dr. Tamer Abdu, and he will take you to the courses, and he will also share some industry highlights for our certificate. Yes, Tamer.
Thank you, Jenny, for the brief, and thank you, Mashur, for the introduction. So we have quite a range of courses here. And 3 of them are the prerequisite to the master's course at TMU. And each course has its own nature and purpose. So if you look, for example, 110, the CIND 110, you can see that it's covering the database types, starting from the structured database like rectangular, tabular data sets, and then moving to the semi-structured format, and then also covering the unstructured and the data mining concepts. If you move to 1 to 3, this is an intro to stats and probability, regardless of the tool that we are using, Python and R. And if you look at 642, this is the second half of 1 to 3 book. That's the advanced techniques and advanced methods that you will be building upon. If you look at 830, this is how to structure data and how to restructure or refactor your algorithm or the recipe that deliver the answer. 119, that will help you in framing the problem in a business framework, and 820, where you start to tie pieces together. The challenge in 820, the challenge in 820 here is not in coding. We added the AI-assisted coding in this recently in this course. The challenge is not retaining your knowledge on that. If your supervisor asks you what is overfitting, so there you will get that in no time. The challenge here is to decide when to use which technique. We believe at that point you are able to come up with your own research set of research questions that you have passion to answer, and with the guidance, as Jenny mentioned, with the guidance of staff or faculty, they will take you till the end of this project. We constantly update these courses. For example, some of the labs have been coded in JavaScript. We moved to R, and then we provided these labs in Python flavor. For example, we recently added the AI-assisted coding. However, we are very careful when we start to apply, when we add or when we use the AI. We believe in AI literacy rather than AI usage. Let's move on. Well, these figures, you can validate these figures on the on the certificate website. Please go to the certificate website. There you will find a location where you can adjust whether it's Toronto, Montreal, or any province or any location, and then it will come up with all the roles or the that are available. I think, yeah, let's move to the following slide. Yes, so these are the top occupations by income. Please double check these occupations or validate them on the certificate website and adjust the settings by location. Okay. Thank you, and pass it back to
you so much.
Mashroor. Yeah.
Thank you so much, both Tamer and Chenny. That was a really comprehensive overview of the certificate. So we'll move right along. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Bilen. Bilen is an application developer at CIBC with over 9 years of experience and also a student of the certificate, a Scrum Master with strong expertise in a variety of development tools. So welcome, Bilen. You'll have a couple of minutes to share
Yes,
experience.
thank you so much. Yeah, first of all, thank you for joining us today for this info session. Just would like to share my experience in this certificate program, data analytics, big data, and predictive analytics. Not to age myself, but I have started this program a while back, just before COVID time. Where I was looking to see what's new, and then I found the certificate program, which was very interesting to me, as I was working in the tech industry. So back then, this was pretty new. We were learning new tools, big data, predictive analytics was so niche at that time, which was very interesting. But then when I joined the certificate program is when it gets to be very collaborative, and the interest of me going forward in this, in this different courses was very pleasing, because I started learning that we all came from a different background. We were not from the same area of studies. We had all different spectrum. So it was interesting that as we are learning and going through the training, it didn't require any background. However, it gets you up to speed, and it's very technical. So that's what is needed in this field, where you will be playing a lot in data, and data is everywhere, and it's not specific to one area. So we all came from different background, but at the end of the 8th month, we ended up graduating with the top skill that was not available in the market at that time. So after that, my path has been always data, big data and analytics, and now AI, agentic AI, right? So we are in a good field where we will be playing around with all the resources that you will be covering in this courses, and then you will be leveraging them to grow through your career path. So for me right now, I would say that I am one of the advanced data engineers, data analysts. Like I'm everywhere, from big data, like visualization and data engineering, and now agentic AI. So so that is my perspective. I just want to emphasize that this course is very hands-on. So get ready to be, an expert at the end. Yes.
Brilliant. Thank you, Bilen, so much for sharing that, sharing your experience and your perspective, and giving that advice of how hands-on it is. We want to let people know how hands-on we knowledge we provide. So finally, I'm delighted to now introduce our industry expert, Jason Kim. Jason leads the business intelligence and predictive modeling team at CBC, where he has been instrumental in building out the company's data engineering, business intelligence, and advanced analytics capabilities. Jason, the floor is yours.
Thanks for that intro. Hi, everyone. Like Bila and I actually graduated from the program some time ago in 2018. Actually, Jenny and Tamar were two of my favorite professors while in the program, so it's good to see you too. But we don't have much time, so I just want to sort of give some advice for people considering taking the program, primarily as a means to upskill yourself, to change careers, because that was a situation I was in all those years ago, right? And so um, I basically had no background in programming, definitely not in data or data science. I hadn't done math in like 15 years or something like that. But I did have a background in marketing, and I also am a quick learner, right? And so I enrolled in the program in those early days, and here I am today, leading a team of 10 plus data scientists, data engineers, data analysts, and I'm very happy with my career. I think if I wasn't happy, I wouldn't still be doing this job, right? So if you have doubts about whether this is a career for you, I think if you're interested in interesting questions and using data to solve the business's most important problems, then definitely this is something that you want to do. My tips is my main tip for folks that are planning to use this to change careers is essentially this. I've been hiring very often over the last 5 or so years, and in this last year alone, we've had the most applications ever. So in my latest hire, there was something like 6 months ago, there was about 250 applicants. And then my hire that I'm doing right now, there are more than 600 applicants. And so even just in a year, the amount of people wanting to get into this career has like exploded. Uh, and so my tip for everyone would be to sort of find what your unfair advantage should be, right? Because you are not going to get a job using the conventional or fair, quote unquote, fair means, right? So, for example, take the capstone, which is the last step in this program, right? And apply it to a vertical or job that you're interested in doing. Definitely don't do something that just for the sake of completing the capstone or the program. I would suggest that you don't even do the capstone if you can't think of anything that will be directly practical to you and your career advancement. And so if you're currently working somewhere, use the capstone to work on your company's data and a real problem that your company has, and convince any data team in the place that you work, just show up one day, ask for a coffee chat, ask them, "Hey, I've been taking this program at TMU. I'm very passionate about data and data analytics. Could you provide me access to a data set that I can use for my education and training purposes, right?" And most people will say yes, because in my experience, data people want to help other data people, and especially people that are early on in their career, right? So you need to use creativity, I think, and those unfair advantages to get ahead and to stand out, right? And use like internal referrals, like use your friends, your acquaintances on LinkedIn to get a referral, and get your resume actually screened by the hiring manager. Just because of the huge volume of applications we receive, there's really no other way to surface your work, right? You could have the perfect resume, perfect experience, but chances are a person is not going to see your resume, right? Uh, if I have 600 applications and I spend 5 minutes on each one, it would take me more than 40 hours straight to review every application, right? So yeah, it's really important that you think about how to leverage this program and your capstone especially to catapult you to where you want to be, and to think strategically about that as you go through the program, and start making those connections now, at your current company and also companies that you're interested in, so that by the time you're done the program, you can ask for that coffee chat or Zoom call, and get your foot in the door. So yeah, for those considering, I really highly recommend this program. It really helped me find a career that I love, and as I said, I'm still in it. I'm here to stay, and I've mentored countless people, engineers, data scientists, data analysts, and others over the years. And I think this program was a real asset in making all that happen, right? But don't fool yourselves. You also need to learn after you're done the program. This is a constantly changing field. The domain that you're going to work in is going to be different from whatever you learn in the program, of course. I think this is a great way to build a foundation from zero. And then once you get a good foundation here, it's up to you to decide what to build on top of that foundation. And if you concentrate on like the vertical you want to work in and the kind of problems that you're interested in, I'm pretty confident that you'll be able to translate that into a career change or a job that you want. So yeah, if you have any other questions, I'm running out of time, but if you ever want to pick my brain about something or ask for advice or even just look at your resume or whatever, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm not going to be that responsive because I have like 200 plus messages that I have to go through related to the hire I'm doing right now. But I will, if you mention that you came to this panel and that you're considering taking the program in your message, I'll definitely respond. So yeah, thanks for having me and good luck to everyone out there.
Brilliant. Thank you. Always so valuable with your insights, Jason. And I'm pretty sure you're going to get a few more of those messages coming in your inbox very soon. But thank you so much for sharing the insights and the really good advice that you provide, and the real advice, right? Keeping it real. So thank you so much for doing that. That ends our presentation portion, and we'll jump right in. We've got a few questions that have come in as well, and I will invite everybody else to put in any other questions that you have. So, AI is a hot topic. We always get a question regarding AI. I think the first question is regarding that. I know, Tamer, you mentioned a little bit about AI literacy as well. So maybe we can start with you into how does the program stay updated with rapidly changing analytics and AI trends?
Yes, as I mentioned, when it comes to AI, we approach this topic uh, uh, with uh, with high caution, actually, and it depends on the nature of the course. When it comes to the capstone course, this project course, we added this AI assisted coding in one of the milestones. So we allow our students to use that in coding in order to document the code, in order to restructure it, refactor it, put it as modular as possible using their a versioning system like GitHub, and with the help of a supervisor, of course. And yeah, when it comes to AI, we care more about AI literacy, when to use AI, when not to use AI. We believe that AI is a tool, is there as a medium. It will just for you to amplify or to magnify your creativity or skills. It will not give you a new skill. You need to have your own foundation very solid, and you should be confident of this foundation. And this is exactly what we are providing. We believe that tools are there to be used, not the way around.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thanks for answering that. Yeah, the difference is always important. So Thank you for distinguishing. Next, I guess I'll go to Bilan for the next question. The question is, does the curriculum include hands-on work with real data sets or industry case studies? So maybe you could talk a little bit about your experience. I know it's
Yeah.
been some time, but if you can draw a bit from
Oh,
the
yeah, for sure. So the curriculum does require technical or will need some technical what is that called? Practice. And sometimes data is given, sometimes it's not. But the assignments and exercises allows you to practice real world data and also real world problems. So it depends on which course we're talking about, right? Some are very like stats heavy, some are like code heavy. So what I would suggest is usually play around with real data on your side as your side project. I know at least I have done that for sure, and it ended up being my portfolio when I started applying for jobs. So what I do is I usually play around a data set that in the area that I am interested in. So even though you're not given with the specific data that you like to work in, you bring your own data and then apply the skill you learned on another type of data sets. Yeah. So I don't know if you asked me more related to
Yeah, no,
hands-on.
yeah.
So yeah, it's hands-on, and we do have assignments and exercises that are really good to get you up to speed. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that and providing that that perspective. We'll move right along to the next question. We have a couple of questions regarding. Sorry, muted myself. Jenny, maybe you can start with this, and others can join in if you feel. So it's regarding the data science master's program. If you know what the pathway looks like, if you can continue directly into Masters of Data Science, what do students commonly do? So maybe you can
Yeah,
start.
that's a great question. So yes, I can mention about the master's program. So by master's, I mean TMU, Data Science and Analytics Master's Program. So there is no direct admission from the certificate to the master's. So that is very clear. But there are three courses: CIND 123, CIND 110, and CIND 830, 110, 123 and 830. These are three courses which are prerequisites for the master's program, but still there is no direct admission. But students who complete the project, complete the certificate, including the project course, are having the opportunity to showcase their skills in their resumes and CVs. This is something plus for master's admission, but again, there is no direct admission. We also have another certificate in the Cheng School that is Practical Data Science and Machine Learning. Practical Data Science and Machine Learning certificate, which is the advanced certificates. Our students who finalize this certificate and who do not have the time and energy for the master's program mostly choose the second advanced certificate, Practical Data Science and Machine Learning certificate, because it is more theoretical. We touch more sophisticated algorithms there, I should say. And it is somewhere between the certificate and the master's degree. And of course, not everyone needs that master's degree, right? So it should be a need. And back to Jason's and Bilan's points on how to use the certificate for the upskilling and reskilling, and what they want to get from the certificate as an output is important. So if they really need to go to a master's, then that can be something that they may proceed. But of course, they can check the admission criteria in the master's program website. And that's all I would like to mention about the master's, Mashur.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving that clear answer. Yeah, like you all said, right? It's another step, but it's not really that program. There are advantages of just doing the certificate as well. And I think that's a good segue for the next question, which is for Jason. Jason, thank you for your insights. What made you decide to enroll in this certificate? And if you were doing the certificate now, how would you go about getting a job prospect after?
Great question. I'll answer more the first one because I think I already covered the second part about how I would approach it. And I'll give a little more detail, but the main things that attracted me to the program was I needed a program that will give me the hard technical skills because there are many data programs out there that are like just purely theoretical in nature. So they're more geared towards managers or executives. But you might not know that if you don't look that closely at the curriculum or what skills that you learn, right? So buyer beware. Do your research on like if you're looking at other programs, do your research, see what they teach, and that was definitely a big factor for me at the time because there are only a handful, like under three programs, I feel that in Ontario teach hands-on skills, right? So that's number one. And then number two is really this sounds almost ridiculous for me to say, but I did a calculation. So uh, you might look at the sticker price of the program. It's like 6,000 something dollars, right? And yeah, that's a good amount of money. But um, if you look at the number of hours of instruction and you divide that by the cost, um, I worked out that this program is one of the most cost efficient for the amount of hours of instruction you get when compared to, say, a private boot camp. So a boot camp might be 2,000 or something, 2,000 to $4,000, but you might only get like tw 20 hours of instruction, which is not enough. They could be a genius level teacher, but that's definitely not enough time to absorb all this stuff. So it was just very cost effective and the quality of the program and the depth of the program, really, really spoke to me. And then the third thing was uh, I needed something that, because I already had previous experience, like working in marketing and so on, I just needed something that just gave me a foundation and I can trust that I could learn to do the rest myself. And so I actually didn't expect TMU to teach me everything I needed. And actually, that ended up working out in my favor because that led me to use the capstone in the strategic way that I described. It also led me down avenues that I picked up myself without the program. The program got me started, but the rest of the way, I had to figure it out, right? And so, and a lot of the stuff that happens in data is like that. You have to be pretty active as you learn because this is a constantly changing field, and your business's problems are going to be different and ever evolving, right? And so these days I'm focusing a lot on generative AI and AI agents and stuff like that, right? And so yeah, I'd say these are pretty much all of the different reasons why. And then the last reason I say is the structure. So yeah, I might be bright enough to learn all these things by watching YouTube or something, or taking a Coursera course or something like that. But I knew that I am not that disciplined to spend all my free time learning this stuff, right, outside of a classroom environment. So that was also a big factor for me. And then approach, yeah, just you have to be aggressive. Use the capstone as strategically as possible. Use your personal connections as much as you can, uh, and focus on SQL. So I know everyone is interested in AI, especially these days, but SQL has been around for decades and it's here to stay. And I've noticed whenever I hire people, the analysts that are the best at translating business problems into SQL generally are the best performing analysts that I have, right? And so, yeah, I'd say if there's like one specific area you should focus on technical wise, and in the program itself, it's going to focus a lot on SQL and for a good reason. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for that answer. Okay, moving along. Next question is regarding will we be connected to any employers during or end of the program, or will there be any mentorship opportunities available throughout the program? These are questions from Victor and Farah. Maybe Tamara and Jenny then can talk about the wraparound support and a little bit about what's available with that.
Sure, maybe I can start with the mentorship, and I'm sure that Tamer will
Sure,
mention
please.
things about the capstone project because that is something that we can take them to. So in terms of mentorship, I should say that if you're taking the certificate, so first of all, you're a student of the Cheng School, so you're a learner student of the Cheng School, but you're a student of TMU as well, because Cheng School is associated with Toronto Metropolitan University. So we have two types of support. The first support is coming from the Cheng School, and we have career and career support, which takes them to basically to the job search, reskilling, upskilling, how to write their resume, how to get ready for the interviews, let's say, but also academic support. So maybe you want to pass to the master's program, let's say. So Cheng School gives you both of them. We have advisors who are helping our students both in their academic journey, but also in their job search. The other thing is coming from TMU. And when you're taking these courses, we are sharing the links with you. You will know how to connect with those advisors, etc. And the next support I want to mention is coming from the TMU. TMU, as a big university, of course, it is providing academic support and career support to the students. And they also let's say, arrange or organize events that the students can attend. And they are all free. I mean, by free, we mean that it is included in their tuition fee because it is all for the students. Nothing is, free. But as a student, you will be able to attend those events as well by using your student account, basically your TMU email account. I will stop here. I want Tamer to have a little bit of time as well, Mashur.
Thank you, Jenny. Well, besides the support and the career support sessions that you will be getting or you will have access to, we have TAs who can work with you alongside specifically with the technical aspects like coding and such and such. And we have also Q&A sessions on a weekly basis, just in case. We believe in individual differences. If you have a question regarding a specific question in an assignment or problem, you can attend these sessions. The tutor will be there to help you. In the capstone, or this is the last course that you need to complete to earn the certificate. It's a project-based course. You will be meeting your supervisor on a regular basis, one-on-one meetings where you can share your thoughts and exchange the ideas with them. They will not impose on you any ideas or different questions. They will just help you to refine your process to answer the questions that you proposed at the beginning of the project. That's to answer the mentorship part. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. So the next question is asking if it's maths heavy or stats heavy compared to typical data science programs. So if we can elaborate on that a little bit. Maybe, I don't know, Bilen can start because of course, and then everybody else can join in as well.
So there are 6 different courses. So I know for sure that the first 2 courses that I have taken were stats. And then there is also some SQL, some Python, right? So it's different areas that needs to be touched. When you are working in data science, you have to have like this stats skill. At the same time, you have to know how to handle a database, so which means that you have to know how to query. We cover that. And then also you have to know how to code, which is also covered in most of the courses that I have went through. even though we use like different coding scripts, we still cover the coding aspect. So the answer is like 50-50 because that's what data science is. You need to know like the stats and also the hands-on coding.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing that. Okay, so next question is regarding insights on if someone can't attend a scheduled class online, how will they attend that later? Will they be able to do that? And if you can elaborate a little bit on the exam structure. Let's combine those two.
Okay, I can take that maybe, Marsha. So, actually, this certificate is fully online. Everything is fully online, including the exams. And yes, for each course we have some assignments and some exams as well, but they are all fully online. And in terms of missing a session, so we already have pre-recorded video lectures that are there, and we share the lab components, lab solutions, and we have a module content that every year we add some more components. We add some case studies, scenarios, and including, examples, answers, solutions, you name it. So that's why missing a session will not be a great negativity if you miss a session because you will have all the components that are ready for you. And we also have a virtual tutor that if you miss a session, if you have some questions that are related to labs or the assignments, etc., you can attend those weekly sessions with your virtual tutor as well. And when I say virtual tutor, in this age of generative AI, I need to mention that he is a person, he is a teaching assistant, and he's a professional, not generative AI too, okay? And you can really attend those weekly sessions with him and ask your questions. So if you just in case miss something.
Brilliant. Thank you for that, just making that difference between the virtual tutor. There is one last question that we can take. I know we're at time, and it is another question regarding AI. I know you all answered that before, but maybe you can just give your thoughts on how AI can impact over data science roles in the future and what your opinions are.
I guess I'll do a quick stab at this because I mentioned it a little bit, but it's an interesting question. It's almost like a snake eating itself. Okay, like who do you think is making these things? It's data scientists, data analysts, right? So and data engineers. So I don't think it'll replace these professions, but definitely it is changing the workplace rapidly, and that includes my company, right, and the work that my team does. Um, I'll give you a little bit of insights how things are changing. So they're not replacing jobs per se, but what they are doing, what AI, the adoption of Gen AI, the widespread adoption of Gen AI, and how cheap it is to use it now, is doing is that it's allowing us to do things that we haven't been able to do. For example, we recently worked on a POC or proof of concept that uses an LLM to parse all of the customer service tickets. And there are thousands that are generated every week at our company, right? And we leveraged Gen AI to understand what people are writing in about and changes in volume in terms of like what people write in about so that we can create better products or to look for bottlenecks or bugs in our products, right? And so uh, without AI, we probably wouldn't have been able to develop something so quickly and so cheaply over a span of like 4 months. And so I don't think it's replacing people's work, especially if you're taking this program and you're a data professional. You're going to be part of the AI wave, right? In some shape or form. So you're better positioned than someone than say who isn't data literate or isn't capable of querying a database or understanding what the AI is actually doing.
And one thing I can add
Yeah,
to this,
absolutely.
from our course's perspective, as Tamer was also mentioning AI literacy. So what we believe is that yes, we can use generative AI and we can get the outputs, but still people, our learners, our students, our let's say professionals in the industry will be the ones who are accountable and responsible for the results. So those learners are the ones who will be communicating the results with the stakeholders, with their teammates, with their colleagues or managers. So that's why it will stay as a tool, and still people will be accountable and responsible for the results. And when they do data-driven decisions, again, having those tools and equipments are all good, but still that communication with the computers, with generative AI, and with people will be important. And communication skills is something that we value in the certificate as well, as much as we value the technical skills in terms of interpretation of the results, concluding or giving business decisions at the end of the outputs that they get.
Maybe add to AI literacy, data literacy, and human literacy as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. I know we are a little bit over time, so I appreciate all of you staying a little bit longer. And I know I put up a poll there, so thank you for attending and taking part of that poll. That really gives us good feedback to how to follow up with you all. And I just want to say thank you to our presenters. Thank you all for taking the time for attending today's online session. If you're interested in more information about the certificate, please visit our website at continuing.torontomu.ca, and you can contact me directly at mash.chaudhry@torontomu.ca. My contact information and the recording of this session will be sent to you via email within the next 24 to 48 hours. On behalf of the Chang School and all of our presenters, thank you for joining us today and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.